want to bring into the conversation now SABC International editor Sophie Mokoena. Sophie, the presidency, Cyril Ramaphosa, at least let me rephrase it. Cyril Ramaphosa, from his personal Twitter account, not from the presidency Twitter account, had tweeted earlier today that the attempted assassination of former President Donald J.R. Trump is a stark reminder of the dangers of political extremism and intolerance. Political violence is the antithesis of democracy. I wish former President Trump a speedy recovery. Ramaphosa went on to say, we unequivocally denounce the political violence and earnestly hope that the citizens and leaders of America will have the fortitude and sagacity to reject violence and seek peaceful solutions. This is a sentiment shared by various other leaders in the global South. Is there a sentiment that American democracy is in trouble?
Well, we know, as Nick pointed out, that the challenges in America have been there for quite some time, and particularly the last elections were a clear indication or testimony to the fact that the nation is divided, and you have people on the extreme side, and people like those can do anything in a country. And therefore, the reality is the political violence in America escalated, particularly the past few years. And therefore, one had anticipated that the campaigns are going to be very tense, but no one perhaps anticipated that it will lead to this. But the reality on the ground is that the Americans are very, very divided, and you have these views that can lead to dangerous environment. And as you saw earlier on, former President Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and many others pointing out to the fact that this is the time for Americans to be united, and they should all shun the issue of violence, particularly political violence.
Yeah, Donald Trump seems to have garnered quite a lot of goodwill and sympathy and empathy from various leaders across the world, especially prominent Americans. Is this the rally call that secures him the election? Many are asking, with people like Elon Musk tweeting that he fully endorses Donald Trump following the shooting.
My analysis is that this is going to propel Donald Trump to better results. Whether that will be an outright victory, I cannot. Only the electorate will decide. But secondly, when you look at the Democrats, they were kind of fighting around whether their candidate, Joe Biden, should continue or step aside. I think they are going to park that argument and focus on the security of the country and where to from here. And therefore, when you look at this incident, you will see that both candidates, the front runners, are likely going to get some support from their different constituencies, but also from ordinary Americans. You will have a situation where ordinary Americans are going to rally behind Donald Trump. You have a situation where some Americans are going to rally behind Joe Biden, saying that at this moment you need a sober leader because things can go horribly wrong. When you have Trump, after this incident, you can't guarantee what he is going to do. You saw what happened during that invasion of the Capitol Hill and the role he played. And therefore, you have a situation where both candidates are going to benefit, even though it's not something good. But you'll have people who are going to say, our security is better in the hands of Trump, or our security is better in the hands of Joe Biden. And therefore, for me, I think it's getting there. Yeah. And now Biden will have to focus on issues that are related to security, because now you have to ensure that all the candidates, they have enough security.
Yeah, just have a few seconds left here, but I do want to ask you something unrelated before I let you go. You had the opportunity to sit down with the Minister of International Relations, Ronald Lamola. We're going to be bringing that conversation live at just 6:30 here on The Full View. But give us some insight into that interview. What sense did you get from the Minister about any change, if any at all, in the foreign policy direction of South Africa?
The body language was of someone who has been in the spotlight for a long time, not only as a minister, as a youth league leader and dealing with hard issues. You remember those tough policies they adopted at Nazareth that led to the disbandment of the youth league. You have someone who doesn't mind to be a lone voice, as we saw when that youth league conference, after the one that was disbanded, where he was on his own. We saw him at Irene outside the ANC NEC meeting calling for Jacob Zuma to step down. We saw him soldiering on 2017, even though the camp was persuading him not to avail himself for deputy president position. So he was the same Lamola. In fact, when we were talking, he said to me, I had to soldier on because, one, I realized that the generation of Bombalulas were told, wait, wait, wait. So young people, we can't be told to wait and wait and wait. You need the fusion of old and the young.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll bring you that conversation just after 6:30 here on The Full View. So please do stick around for that. Sophie Mokoena, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.